Good evening, one and all. Welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being and sustainable development 2022, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, and UN Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns. In collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Well-being. So before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue to today's session. Registration form link has been shared in the chat box. So those who have not registered, kindly request to register every day before you attend or immediately after joining the webinar or the conference. Registration forms will be shared in the chat box. Quickly fill up the registration form. It is mandatory for registration and participation and feedback so that certificates are generated and minimum attendance is required to be eligible for the certificate along with these formalities. And we will be keeping everyone in mute. After the session, we will unmute everyone so that you can have, if you have any queries, you can share your queries, observation, comments at the end of the session. In the meanwhile, if you have any queries, you can always leave your observations, queries, feedback in the chat box. So with these instructions, we shall move forward. Today, as usual, we are commemorating a few days which are prominent today. Today, you know, most of these are Western based. So today we are commemorating Women's Equality Day. Every year, United States observes 26th as Women's Equality Day and is celebrated in commemoration of 19th Amendment of the United States Constitution. And today is also Webmistress Day. Women, those who are responsible, those who are professionals, IT or computer professionals who are into designing, developing, marketing or maintaining a website or portals. And today also, you know, commemorates the birth anniversary of Mother Teresa. Agnes Gonza Bojaggio, born on August 26, 1910. She was awarded Nobel Peace Prize for her exceptional help to the world, for her social service and social work. And today we are also commemorating International Dog Day. It is celebrated on 26th August, that is today, to recognize the number of dogs that need to be rescued each year. Apart from that, India's the foremost first university, open university in India, which is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, which is located in Hyderabad. That was the first open university in India. Uh, it was started by Professor G. Ramareddy. Uh, Later on, IGNOU was started, which is also an open university with central state jurisdiction. And this was the first university in India located in Hyderabad to reach education to doorsteps. And it has contributed a lot. Today, we are commemorating Foundation Day. So we will look into all these aspects of commemoration, each one today. So first, we will go with the commemoration of Mother Teresa. She has won Nobel Prize for her exceptional, service to this world, especially humanity. So let's invite Mary Florence Frida. She is a professional social worker having around 16 years of experience, and she is also founder for Mary Florence Frida Charitable Trust. They are helping cancer patients, and she is also active member, volunteer, and also co-coordinator for this platform. From recent months, she is very active in participation and also involving in helping us in organizing the various things. So we invite you and welcome you, Mary Florence Frida, to deliver your presentation on Mother Teresa. Over to you.
Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for the opportunity. It gives immense pleasure to speak on Saint Mother Teresa. Saint Mother Teresa devotional work among the poor and dying for India won her Nobel Prize for Peace in 1979. She is also known as the founder of the only Catholic religious order still growing in membership. Her early life started, she was known by Agnes Gonza Bonsu in Macedonia on August 26, 1910. At the time of her birth, Sonju was located within Ottoman Empire, a vast empire controlled by the Turks in the 15th and 16th century. Agnes was the last of three children born to Nicola and Drafil Bonchu, Albanian Grossiers. When Agnes was 9 years old, her happy, comfortable, close-knit family was upset because she had lost her father at the age of 9. She attended public school in Sonjo and first showed a religious interest as a member of a school society that focused on foreign missions that traveled to foreign countries to spread their religious beliefs. By the age of 12, she had a calling to help the poor. This calling took sharper focus through Mother Teresa's teenage years, where she was specially inspired by reports of work being done in India by Yugoslav Jesuit missionaries in Bengal, India. When she was 18, Mother Teresa left her home to join a community of Irish nuns, the Sisters of Loreto, who had a mission in Calcutta, India. She received training in Dublin, Ireland, and in Darjeeling, India, taking her religious vows in 1928 and her final religious vows in 1937. One of the Mother Teresa's first assignment was to teach and eventually to serve as a principal in a girls' school uh, in Calcutta. Although the school was close to the slums, terribly poor sections of the society, the students were mainly um, unhealthy and unwealthy. In 1946, Mother Teresa experienced that she called a second vocation or call within a call. She felt an inner urging to leave the convent life of a nun and work directly with the poor. In 1948, the Vatican residence of the Pope in Vatican City, Italy, gave her the permission to leave the Sisters of Loreto and to start new work under the guidance of Archbishop Calcutta. How was the founding of Missions of Charity in Calcutta started? To prepare to work with the poor, Mother Teresa took intensive medical training with the American medical missionary sisters in Patna. Her first venture in Calcutta was to gather unschooled children from the slums and to teach them. She quickly attracted both financially support and volunteers. In 1950, a group known Missions of Charity received official status as a religious community within the Archdiocese of Calcutta. Members took the religious vows of poverty, chastity, purity, and obedience, but they added a fourth vow to give free service to the most poor. The mission of charity, considerably publicity, and Mother Teresa used to benefit our work. In 1957, they began work with the leprosy people and terrible infection disease, and all slowly expanded our educational work at one point, running 9 elementary schools in Calcutta. They also opened as a home for orphans and abandoned children. Before long, they had a presence in more than 22 Indian cities. Mother Teresa also visited countries like Ceylon, now Sri Lanka, Australia, Tanzania, Venezuela, and Italy to begin new foundation. She is known as the dedication to the very poor. Mother Teresa group continued to expand throughout the 1970s, opening new missionaries in places like Amazon, Jordan, London, England, and New York. New York, she received both recognition and financial support through such awards as the Pope John for 11, a Peace Prize, and a grant from John Kennedy Junior Foundation. Benefactors or those who donating money regularly would arrive to support works in progress or to encourage sisters to open new ventures. In 1979, Saint Mother Teresa groups had more than 250 operations in over 25 countries around the world, with dozens more ventures on the horizon. The same year, she was awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace. In 1986, she persuaded President Fidel Castro 1926 to allow a mission in Cuba. The characteristics of all Mother Teresa's work: shelters for the dying, orphanages, and homes for the mentally ill, continue to be the service to the very poor. In 1988, Mother Teresa sent a missions of charity to Russia and opened a home for the acquired immune deficiency syndrome, AIDS, an incurable disease that weakens the human system. Patients in San Francisco, California. In 1991, she returned home to Albania and opened a home in Tirana, the capital city. At this time, there were 168 homes operating in India. Now I'm going to tell about how she got the sainthood. Despite her apparent saintly work, all commenters remarked that Mother Teresa herself was the most reason for the growth of her order and the fame that came to do it. Unlike many social critics, she did not find it necessary to attack the economic or political structures of the cultures that were producing the terribly poor people she was serving. For her, the primary root was a constant love, and when the critics or religious reformers, improvers used to demonstrate anger at the evils of structure underlining poverty and suffering that between them and God. In the 1980s and 1990s, Mother Teresa's health problems became a big concern. She suffered a heart attack while visiting Pope John Paul II in 1983. She had a nearly fatal heart attack in 1989 and began wearing a pacemaker, a device that regulates the heartbeat. In March 1997, after a 8-week selection process, 63-year-old Sister Nirmala was named as the new leader for the missions of charity. Although Mother Teresa has been trying to cut back on her duties for some time because of her health, she strayed in on the advisory role to Sister Nirmala. Mother Teresa celebrated her 87th birthday in August and died shortly after a heart attack on September 5th, 1977. The world grieved her loss, and one mourner noted it was Mother herself who poor people respected. When they bury her, we will have lost something that cannot be replaced. Legacy of Mother Teresa. In appearance, Mother Teresa was both tiny and energetic. Her face was quite wrinkled, and her dark eyes commanded attention, radiating an energy and intelligence that shone without comprising nervous or impatience. Conservation within the Catholic Church sometimes used a symbol of traditional regional values that felt her were lacking in their churches. By most accounts, she was a saint for the times that several almost adoring books, articles to canonize, declare a saint in the 1980s as that went to 1990s. She herself tried to deflect all the attention away from what she did to either works of her group to the God who was inspiration. The missions of charity, who had brothers as well as sisters by the mid 80s, was guided by the constitution of Mother Teresa, wrote for them. They they have the memories of the love for the poor that created the phenomena of Mother Teresa in the first place. The final part of a story will be lasting impact. Her memory was on the next generations of missionary as well on the world as a whole. This is her life history. Actually, I had got an opportunity to meet her in my own city in Bangalore when we celebrated our centenary celebration of our church in 1995, August 29th. So it's one that was my blessed moment seeing Mother Teresa. And here in Bangalore, we have 28 homes, missions of charity, and we are in school and college. We have served as Catholic students. We have served the missions of charity in Mother Teresa. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mary ma'am, for your presentation on Mother Teresa. And it was very well presented. Now she really did wonderful job in serving the humankind. So we will move on to our next commemoration for the day. Today, is also Foundation Day for the first open university in India. Now, the university, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, the university initially known as Andhra Pradesh Open University, was set up on 26 August 1982 through an act of AP State Legislature, APOU Act 1982. Subsequently, the university was renamed as Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University on 26 October 1991 by the government of Andhra Pradesh. So the establishment of this university, the first of its kind in India, heralded an era of affirmative action on the part of the government of Andhra Pradesh to provide opportunities of higher education to all sections of society to meet the changing individual and social needs. All the programs offered by the university are recognized by University Grants Commission, New Delhi. The motto of the university is Education for All. And as mentioned, the universities was initiated by the great efforts of Professor G. Ram Reddy, who was first Vice Chancellor, and also for Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, and also the IGNOU, Indira Gandhi National Open University. No, he was a great educationalist who had who has brought the revolution of open university education, to India. He introduced open university education and was a frontliner, and even he was in the forefront in bringing up these two premier institutions in India, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University in Hyderabad and Indira Gandhi National Open University at Delhi. And he was the first Vice Chancellor of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, formerly known as Andhra Pradesh Open University, which is the first open university in India. And later on, other eminent Vice Chancellors have been heading and contributing to this great cause. And there are various programs offered by the university. And this was the only university which had the longest term duration of completing the course. But recently, due to UGC guidelines, though that special privilege was lost, and almost all the universities have similar structure. Otherwise, this was the only university in India which has the largest duration of 9 years for completing the UG program, and PG program 6 years. That is minimum, which on similar lines, even the IGNOU also follows. But more or less due to common guidelines, it was up to the recent past, because this was a university established to reach the informal educators, to reach everyone. So there was special privilege, but due to recent UGC guidelines and regulations, it has foregone that benefit, and the same applies to across India, including this institution, the standard, duration. It is the double the duration of course as a validity period. Of course, extension is always there. Extension provisions are there through readmission. And university has taken up initiatives like complete online services, audio video lessons, and also online and offline material. With this COVID initiative, and it also regularly prepares competitive examinations material, and its material is known for simple language that even the basic people who do not have proficiency in language for that matter can also read and understand. The material is available in Telugu as well as English based on the medium of instruction, and these are very highly useful for competitive exams for state public service commission as well as union public service commission. This material is very much sought uh, for the students, potential students aspiring for the competitive exams. And many of these students who studied in Open University also got very good positions across the nation as well as even in government services, private sectors, and across. Even I also did some courses from this university. I am proud to say that apart from other universities, I am also alumni of this wonderful university, and proud to be alumni of this university. So it takes an immense pride, being part of various universities, alumni of various university, and today we are commemorating one of the foundation day of this university, and various other university. This university is also, completed 40 years of its existence, providing services. So various UG and PG courses are offered along with certificate courses and diploma courses, which are very much useful. For further details, you can visit drbrou.ac.in, and for online services, you can visit bravouonline.in. These two websites are official websites of the university. You can visit the university to get all the details about various programs offered. So with this short introduction, there is a lot that can be talked about the university, but due to time constraint and other things, we will discuss it in any upcoming conference or whenever the time permits. And we'll move on to our next commemoration for today. It is Women's Equality Day. Now, many women, especially those who are working and have continuously worked to gain full rights and privileges in public or private, legal or institutional as citizens of United States, and women in every state and every cultural and religious group work to secure women's right to vote. And Congress has designated August 26, the date of 19th Amendment was certified as Women Equality Day. Recognizing Women's Equality Day as a day of celebration throughout the country emphasizes the importance of women's work for democracy. So a standard resolution on this day is now therefore be it resolved that we or the name of any body will commemorate Women's Equality Day on August 26 as a national day celebrating the importance of women's suffrage movement and the work to secure and expand equal rights today. So, this is a resolution which is being adopted. And, today it is being celebrated across the US and even in other countries. Due to globalization, the world has become global village, and we are appreciating each other's this commemoration, special days, and also similar causes. Every nation has though its own national days for various reasons and causes. Commemorating reformers and contributors on their birth anniversary. So if we just look at the basic history of Women's Equality Day, at the behest of Bella Abzug, New York in 1971 and passed in 1973, the US Congress designated 26th as Women's Equality Day. The date was selected to commemorate the 1920 certification of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, granting women the right to vote. Earlier, there was no right for women to vote. This was the culmination of a massive peaceful civil rights movement by women that had its formal beginnings in 1848 at the world's first Women's Rights Convention in Seneca Falls, New York. The observance of Women's Equality Day not only commemorates the passage of 19th Amendment, but also calls attention to women's continuing effort towards full equality. Workplaces, libraries, organizations, and public facilities now participate with the Women's Equality Day programs, display video showings, or other activities. So, the Joint Resolution of Congress 1971 designating August 26th of each year as Women Equality Day is as follows. Whereas the women of the United States have been treated as second-class citizens and have not been entitled the full rights and privileges, public or private, legal or institutional, which are available only to the male citizens of the United States. And whereas the women of the United States have united to assure that these rights and privileges are available to all citizens equally regardless of sex. And whereas the women of the United States have designated August 26, the anniversary date of the certification of 19th Amendment as a symbol of continued fight for equal rights. And whereas the women of United States are to be commended and supported in their organizations and activities. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled that August 26th of each year is designated as Women's Equality Day, and the President is authorized and requested to issue a proclamation annually in commemoration of the day in 1920, on which the women of America were first given the right to vote, and the day in 1970 on which a nationwide demonstration for women rights took place. So, even the most developed country also did not recognize women with equal rights, and they were not even given equal opportunities also. They were also, discriminated to that level. They were not even given equal to that extent. Human rights also were not, that applicable to the women. And we keep talking about other countries, most of the time it is our ignorance or our lack of awareness about various aspects across the globe. We don't appreciate our own efforts in nation in last 75 years, how much struggle we took, and we need to appreciate the initiatives and the measures that has been taken across. So this opportunity gives us a great opportunity. These commemorations also help us to understand and bring awareness to appreciate the efforts that are being taken. So in 1971, women got right to vote. That too after a very long struggle and a very strong struggle and fight. Finally, they got their right to vote and human rights. And they have been, you know, till then they have been treated as a second-hand citizens. They are not even treated as citizens in a way which is now the, you know, uh, country, most developed country, which is, preaching entire world. You can see the history of such countries and how women were treated there. Past, every country has a past and we need to appreciate that, not pointing out, to appreciate our own nation's contribution for that matter and how, we can't just, we should not get carried away by the propaganda by the Western people who always have one thing or other things to say because of their own agenda. We need to be very alert, conscious about what we are taking. Lot of misinformation is being spread. The most information is spread across the globe is misinformation and the distortion of history with vested interest. So often we do not get an opportunity to listen what is truth or what is, the real or the original history. So we rarely find because nowadays, even in earlier also a lot of writings by these vested interest people who misinterpret various historical events and for that matter even education also misinterpreted all these ancient script and created a lot of confusion and hatred. This hate speech is also increasing day by day. The recent statistics also show that in 2022, hate speeches have increased so much and it has reached an all-time high. The kind of people with their vested interest are creating lot of misinformation and with their propaganda creating lot of disturbance in the society. So we need to be very conscious about the information. We need to verify, cross-check them, whether it is true or not. We should not go blindly, go with believing in that. We need to question ourselves, the integrity and validity, reliability of that information and check it and appreciate, what kind of efforts it have taken in establishing a nation and, maintaining a nation of this rich diversity as in, unity in diversity. So with this short introduction to the commemoration of World's Equality Day, we shall conclude it here. And we'll move on to our next commemoration. That is National Webminster's Day. National Webminster's Day is observed on August 26th every year as a way of celebrating the invisible heroes, or for that matter, heroines who make and develop, our favorite websites. A webmistress is a woman, usually an engineer or a computer, professional or a web designer who is responsible for designing, developing, marketing, or maintaining a website or a portal. In fact, a webmistress can be any woman who is involved in the smooth functioning of anything that we see on the internet. The day also encourages STEM education among women and inspires young students to venture into fields that no one has dared to. It's the day to celebrate innovation, resilience, and gender equality. And for that, Scholar Lu has worked hard on creating a list of scholarships for women from around the world in different fields of studies. You can visit scholarlu.com for various scholarships available for pursuing different career options which were not traditionally taken up. And coming to history, you must have heard a lot about webmasters, you know, those clever men who work really hard to make internet what it is, so much so that one could think that only men are responsible for the smooth functioning of our favorite websites and networks and portals. So National Webmasters Day reminds us that in our quest to praise only the webmasters, we end up forgetting the contributions of women in the same field. And that's why we need to familiarize ourselves with what or who a webmistress is. A webmistress is a woman who develops and maintains websites and may be also involved in developing and marketing the website to the digital marketplace. Thus, the origin of term webmistress is simply the extension of webmaster. However, Kat Valentine made the term official when she purchased webmistress.com and started working under the title in 1995. Today, the website recognizes the contribution of women in tech and encourages young women to pursue a career in the same. Since then, thousands of women in technology and encourages young women to pursue a career in the same. Since then, thousands of women all across the world have adopted the title and identified themselves as web mistresses at their organization. So National Web Mistress Day stresses that this job title be given legitimately and then that tech companies across the world should adopt it as a position. The day also aims at removing the stigma associated with women in digital spaces and the workforce at large. So the next time you visit your favorite website, you might want to find out who is responsible for designing and maintaining. And you will be surprised to find how often it is one or more, or at least a web mistress involved in the process. So if we see the Western context, Ada Lovelace, the first programmer, was born in London, and in 1985, 1815, and in 1970s, Gene Samet leads the team of that develops Formac, an important programming language and symbolic mathematics systems. And in 1972 to 1989, the horse naming registry was developed, and Elizabeth Feinler and her colleagues developed the domain naming system. The domains now we are using google.com, or for that matter gmail.com, all these domain names, these are called domain names, like we have our names. No? So these are the addresses which point to physical IP address on the internet. So these names were initially brought out in those days by bringing up the horse naming registry. And in 1980, the Computer Museum was developed by Gwen Bell. So what skills are required to be a webmistress? Qualifications and skills include a degree in computer science or a related field, or working knowledge of programming languages and operating systems, knowledge of website management tools, content management tools, in short known as CMS, online marketing and SEO skills, known as search engine optimization skills, and knowledge of IT and cyber security. And what education do you need? As already discussed, a formal degree, otherwise also a basic education, formal education, along with specialized training and a certification in web designing or web content management system. And there aren't any formal requirements to become a web mistress. Anyone who have basic formal education, who can understand, comprehend, and understand and can do programming. But you will need proficiency in web-based skills like programming, layout, content development to succeed. So this is also a day to promote STEM education, also to vocational training centers. This is a good way to encourage young girl students to pursue career in digital space so that they can be trained, uh, so that they can start their own website or a web career profession as a webmistress. And practically everyone is online. Around more than 3.6 billion people are using internet, and internet is everywhere. From needles to everything, the space, everything is being marketed, sold, traded on net, and we spend a lot of time online. And an average person spends 10 hours a day online. As per the statistics, and Google sees 5 billion searches every day, and YouTube is the second, and Facebook is the third most popular website after Google. So you can see what kind of data and what kind of amount of traffic these sites are generating. And this also celebrates an underrepresented group, that is webmasters. Webmasters are well known, but the same privilege is hardly enjoyed by their female colleagues or counterparts. So this day makes sincere efforts to recognize the contribution of webmasters. And workplace inclusion is also encouraged, which otherwise have a notoriously skewed gender representation. The day hopes to rectify this and encourage organizations to hire more webmasters. And an inclusive workplace also means a better scope for gender equality. The ultimate aim of this day is it to improve female representation in all respects of life. And you can see if you can, if we can see the top women web mistress or web designers who are really making great wonders in this field, though they are fighting for the status quo and the statistics, they cannot support each other to find inspiration from other female designers, because they are only handful of women who can do both artwork and coding, considering that while 60% of the graphic designers may be women and only 3% are computer programmers. So we can see few webmistresses across the globe, like Saifa Shabir from India, touted as the youngest female entrepreneur in Kashmir, India, to revolutionize the web design. Saifa has a company under the name of Sysarki. She aims to create an effective web system and standardize the procedure, process, method, and produce a consistent, measurable web system in Kashmir. She is offering services in graphic designing, including logos, brochures, brand and corporate identity, packaging design, identity guidelines, and communication designs, which include animation and 3D graphics. She has become one of the world's top, famous or top web designers. And we have Sophie Kohler from Canada, owner, creator, director of Tangerny Sky Designs. And we have Irene Nam from Republic of Korea, who previously worked in the United States at IBT Media. Then she took up as a freelance career. And we have Gisli Jacquinard from Norway. She was, seen on Lee Monry's Smashing Magazine and Vanley Design repeatedly for her blog designs for small businesses. She had a bachelor's in visual communication design, and she also taught until 2009, where she moved to Argentina, from Argentina to Norway. No? And we also have this Jenna Hagen from Canada, Verley Peters from Belgium, and Inai de Leon Person, England. These are, these several women who may not be well known, but the contracts they nabbed suggest they are quickly making their way to the top in an industry that is highly competitive, and they are inspirations to the top in an industry. And those other women who are contemplating careers and don't even think about web design because it's not a woman's field is an assumption. And the above list proves the world bows to those who do, and they are making wonders in the career. And even in India also, and across the world, Rina Mile is one of the top women web designers known for great design works. She is a full-time freelance designer, and Kate Hatchett is a web designer, also mobile interface designer, and also a young freelance graphic designer. And Rita D. Red, she is specialist in Pixel and Photoshop, web designing, and she focuses on creating a web page fully immersed when designing. And we have Megan Fisher, like typography and textures that can be noticed clearly when we see her web design works. Is a great experience and budding designers that can lot from those designs. And Hannah Hagen is winner of .NET Young Woman Web Designer of. And she is one of the view that web designers should use a real life experience in creating the designs. Her book, A Student's Guide to Web Design, is worth reading for insight in this field. And Janelle Hitz, among the top women web designers. She's a talented designer whose brilliant shows in many web pages that she has created over the years. And Ribbons of Red, Rennie's design talent, is very well known by design community. And she is also recipient of American Design Award, Killed Ideas, People Choice Award, and Ohio Country Park Website Award. And she is known for her new ideas in web designing. And Hannah Donovan is most talked about women web designers. She loves music, which reflects her web design works as well. You can see her works to influence how music influences on web design. And Jessica Hitchie, she is fond of creativity and has established herself as an artist at very young age as a promising freelance graphic designer. And she has some professional views on how to go about creating a design work and how to start career. And Liz Andre is another established web designer having excellent works to her credit. And there are many such Jan Cavan and Larissa Meek, Antonia Nobers, Irene Demetri, Hillary Hopper, and all many are there. These are the top, are famous in the industry. Otherwise, also we have even from India also we have many such web designers. So if you are generally women are very good in creativity and designing and a lot of is creative work. So if any one of you are interested and you have niche for this web designing and programming, if you like sitting on systems, this is a very good career. So with this, we shall conclude today's Web Mistress Day commemoration. We will move on to our next commemoration, International Dog Day. So looking at the brief history, National Dog Day, or for that matter, International Dog Day, is celebrated on 26th August to recognize the number of dogs that need to be rescued every year. And it is founded in 2004 by Pet and created for creating lot of similar commemoration days and philanthropy days. So why this date is so significant, as it is the date that Colin's family local animal shelter when Colin was 10 years old. And this National Dog Day celebrates, or for that matter, International Dog Day celebrates all dogs, mixed breed and pure. Our mission or the mission of this day is to help galvanize the public to recognize the number of dogs that need to be rescued each year and acknowledges family dogs and dogs that work seamlessly, selflessly each day to save lives, keep us safe, and bring comfort. Dogs put their lives on the line every day for personal protection, for law enforcement, for the disabled, for our freedom and safety by detecting bombs and drugs, pulling victims of tragedy from wreckage. Now they are detecting cancers and seizures and things even human cannot do. So this National Dog Day, in short NDD or International Dog Day, IDD, was adopted into a New York state legislation in 2013. And National Dog is against any kind of breed ban, and dogs should not have to lose their lives because of the atrocities they have been forced to endure the hands of man. Uh, so while we feel that the Americans have the constitutional right to purchase a pure breed dog, we strongly discourage buying dogs from pet stores supplied by puppy mills, backyard breeders, the internet and newspaper ads. Rather, we encourage those seeking new canine companions to consider choosing adoption first. You would like to pure breed dog, but look into pure breed rescue in your city to see if they might have some little furry soul just waiting to make a little life or making your life complete. Another great place to find a new best friend is at large chain pet stores that host adoption drives for local shelters and rescues. When considering buying from a breeder, verify that you are buying from a reputable breeder by checking out their licensing, internet reviews, and ask for the local references such as from a veterinarian. Uh, it is vital to educate yourself about the breed before you consider parenting or adopting that breed. Millions of dogs are killed each year because they are simply unwanted. And they are unwanted because no one realized how to properly care for the demands of the breed. And they are unwanted because they were bought as a Christmas gift for a child and that didn't keep their promises about caring for the dog. Unwanted because they shed too much, unwanted because they bark too much, unwanted simply because someone changed their mind. All a dog wants to do is love you till its last breath, and to be loved by you. Dogs are amazing, courageous, sensitive, and sentient beings that deserve compassion and respect. Please consider bringing what was once considered unwanted love into your heart and home on this National Dog Day. So, for dogs adopted on August 26th, National Dog Day becomes many a dog's birthday, and for all the dogs, it's as popular, as exciting as the Super Bowl. With the anticipation of the day culminating into an explosion of network news stories, national TV show segments, online videos, shelter events, internet photos, and canine parties planned around the globe. Even citizens who are not dog owners will be encouraged to donate to their local shelter or rescue on August 26th. So let's take this day to as an opportunity, you know, to help and rescue and adopt these uh, friendly canines, paw friends, and don't shop, adopt with this tagline or with this no punchline. We shall continue and let's stop animal cruelty and also abandoning those wonderful souls. Let's watch a short film before we conclude today's session. We have, let me put in a video for you. So all the videos or graphics or animation, any content which has been presented as part of this bringing awareness uh, are original content of their owners, and we do not claim any copyright or no or any kind of ownership on these. These are used as part of awareness, uh, and we express their and their our gratitude and credits also. Uh, I mean, and we thank them for making it available on public domains so that we can use them for bringing awareness, and we appreciate their efforts and hope they will come up with more such beautiful videos so that we can also see them and enjoy them and use them to create a more awareness. So all the content any such have complete credits goes to them only. So with this, we have come to an end of this day's presentation, and maybe we will have to take a break because we are getting this Navaratri, these Vinayak Chauthi celebrations, and even I will be traveling, so I'm not sure whether I will be able to continue at that place due to network connectivity issues. So maybe we'll see if it is possible. We'll continue. Otherwise, we may take a 15-day break in between from 31st to somewhere till September 15th or so, till this our Vinayak Chauthi, Vinayak Chaturthi or Ganesh Chaturthi festival ends. And we also have these bhajans and these celebrations every day, morning and evening. So I don't want this platform or anyway to come in between these celebrations also, because generally evening after coming back we spend some time in festive celebrations. So most probably we might not have sessions on these days. Anyway, we will keep updating you. If someone else has some, someone can take over it and manage, then it's fine. Otherwise, I may not be available due to this network connectivity. Anyway, we'll check. We'll try to continue. In other case also, we'll try to compensate these lost sessions, if any, subject to confirmation. So we will continue these sessions, or we will take it up in coming days. So till 31st or 30, we will be having these sessions. And after that, we might have a break for 15 days for Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations. And we wish you all in advance happy Ganesh Chaturthi. And let's all pray. He is known for removing obstacles, and also that day is also known as obstacles removing day. Now we will have those on that day if possible. If network permits, we will have one session exclusively dedicated to that celebration also for a short time, and then we'll see if network accessibility is there. We'll continue. Otherwise, we'll have a break for 10 to 15 days. So thank you once again. Feedback form is being shared in the chat box. Quickly fill up the feedback form. Feedback form has been shared in the chat box. Everyone kindly fill up the feedback form. It is mandatory to receive your certificate. All the participants are requested to fill the registration form, which is being shared in the chat box and also available on the website and through various invitation messages you receive. That also registration is there, registration form link. You can register for that and participate and then provide feedback. Uh, these three things are mandatory, and certificates will be updated on website within 15 working days, excluding holidays, any in between. So you can download your certificates from website. I will quickly show you, take 1 minute to show you how you can download your certificates from websites. And in case also, if you miss any of these certificates or any of these formalities, some we see some participant joining directly without filling their registration form or leaving without feedback form, but you have attendance. And these are all these because this is almost a 2 year celebration. No, so we are there, we are commemorating. So we will provide you an opportunity where we can also work together. If you have missed any of these formalities, we'll provide you an option. Keep joining us daily whenever. Otherwise, the sessions will be conducted daily and weekly. I mean, the conferences on Sundays or conferences or webinars, whatever it is, and daily webinars will be conducted only when there is an informed message like I have informed you. That is also not yet confirmed as of now. So if I get some backup or if I have some other plan, someone else from our organization takes it up. So we will continue to, carry on sessions. Otherwise, it is deemed to be every day sessions are going on. You need no need for any no need of waiting for any confirmation message. You can directly join every day, and before joining you can register. Otherwise, we are also sharing this feedback link as well as registration links in the chat box. After joining also, you can fill the registration form and feedback form. Anyway, attendance is being recorded, and that will ensure that no one is missed out from these certificates. Otherwise, we are getting data from Zoom, but we are unable to find those details either in a registration form or in feedback form. So those who are also attending now, they are losing the opportunity. These also, so we are sharing in chat box both the forms. And keep joining, keep sharing this information. And this Sunday also we have conference, so registration details are available on the website. And we have also circulated on Facebook, Telegram channel. Kindly register for it because Sundays special events have a different registration form and feedback forms altogether. So register for it and attend. If you would like to present, kindly follow the format available in the registration form and on the website to share your details so that we can accommodate you as a speaker or presenter. So see you all. Take care. Kindly fill up the feedback form before you leave the webinar platform, and see you all tomorrow. We thank you all on behalf of Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art Sciences and Wellbeing. And see you all tomorrow at the same time with the same link with a different topic. So the meeting will be closed at 8 o'clock. Now it's 7:50. So feedback link has been shared in chat box. Kindly fill up the feedback form before we leave, before the meeting gets ended. So thank you. This is the website where from where you can download your certificates. You can visit this website sricasw.org and you can click on this schedule where all the events are listed. Here you will have the link on schedule. Click on this schedule. You will be taken to a dedicated website. Here you can just click on the select the month, choose the month on which you have attended and click on the date. From March 2022, we have all the events listed. Till August 2023, all the events will be there daily. So you can find all the events until August 2023. If anyone missed any of the formalities also, you can join us. So 26 today, you can click on this. You can see the flyer of for the today's event. Here you can see link to download e-certificate shall be shared within 15 words. Here you will find the link to download your certificates. Very simple. Register, participate, and provide your feedback and visit website and download your certificate. Very simple procedure. And use this calendar option on the website to add this calendar to your device or laptop or to Yahoo or Android, iOS calendar or Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo, whatever emails or calendars you are using, so that it will automatically remind you for every event. And you will have that in reminder, you will have all the details, joining link, website, where to go and visit for your certificates. So this is very simple procedure. Keep attending daily. So hope everyone has filled the feedback form. I'm ending the meeting. See you all. Take care. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.